What's good, bitches and gentlemen? It's your boy. I'm gonna show you guys how to make some like ambient wave beats in Ableton. So let's get into it. First, I started off with this guitar sample that I got from Splice, I think. Those vibes. Threw Valhalla Supermassive on there. Space Verb, 1999. EQ'd it a little bit, cut the lows. Sounds fire. Next we put this pad in, which is also from Splice, I think. I don't remember. I made this beat a long time ago, but I think this is from Splice. Really just adds that background ambience. This one's got Valhalla on it also. C-beams. This is one of my favorite presets from here. C-beams. It's pretty fire. It's really like long ambient reverb. Got a side chain on it to the kick, which I'll get into that later. And then we got this Reese bass from Isotope Iris 2, which is freezed right now because my computer's bugging. But we got this low note and then a high note. These give it that high frequency. That gives it that low frequency. Sounds pretty fire. Very simple, very fire, very cool. You know what I mean? This shit's lit. The plugins we got running on this bitch, the effects, we got drum bust, kind of give it that extra, like almost distortion, but like more like a saturator. You see what I mean? That kind of just makes it more heavy. We're not even EQing it. Usually I would cut the lows a little bit, but it's already EQ'd in the plugin, so you don't really need to do too much. This is just a stock preset from Iris 2 called Deep and Dark. And then we got this scale corrector on here, whatever you want to call it. For those of you who use Ableton and you don't know your music theory, this is going to help you out a lot right here. It's in MIDI effects, scale, and then you pick which scale you're in, and then you can change the key right here. But for those of you who don't know your notes, this will help you out a lot. Next, we got hats. The hats are really what makes the beat, in my opinion. It gives it that rhythm. You know, you put some rolls in there, and the triplet grid is really what gives it that cool like rhythm. Put a low cut on it just to get those unwanted frequencies, which you really can't hear, but I think it kind of makes a difference. Regular reverb on it, put the dry and wet down a little bit, decay time up. We got a compressor that's side chaining from the snare and then also from the kick. That's kind of the only thing the compressor is really doing. On these like ambient beats, that's usually what you really do with the kick, is you side chain it to almost everything. That's what this is doing right here. So right here I've got everything in the beat except for the kick grouped. So this is all in a group right here, and the only thing I put was this compressor with a side chain from the kick. So the entire beat is getting side chained from the kick. That's what's cool about this stock Ableton compressor, is it's super easy to side chain. You click side chain, put the audio from whichever one you want. We got the kick going, and then you put threshold down. Farther you go, like the more it's going to be side chained, but that's my go-to side chain right there. Next we got snare, which we got this basic snare that you could probably find in any drum kit ever. But we got it layered with a different snare with a bunch of reverb on it. And on this one you throw in like these secondary hits. And then we got some rolls. Next we got the kick, basic kick. And I'll show you about the side chain. If I mute the kick, you'll hear it. Right when the kick hits, you'll hear how it's side chained. And if I wanted to make it more, I would lower this threshold and it'll like hit way harder. Side chain. I really like this Ableton side chain. It's easy to use and it's fire. For the master, we're rocking a saturator turned up a little bit, not too much because it'll make it sound all fuzzy and start clipping. Got this EQ on it. All this EQ is doing is cutting these unwanted low frequencies. Usually I would go cut under about like 20, but sometimes that can sound like too much, so we're just cutting a little bit of them. And then I got this glue compressor, which all it's doing is I got the clip on, so it's not clipping. Most of the time I turn this up a little bit just to make it a little bit louder and kind of hit harder, but not in this case. Last but not least, you got to throw that tag on there. Sheesh. So yeah, that's the beat. Here it is. About it, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to get this song, it's on my Spotify, it's on my SoundCloud. I'll put the link in the description. Let me know what kind of other tutorials you guys want. I'm gonna start making some FL Studio tutorials next. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, hit me up on IG, all that. Appreciate the love, deuce.